Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Purva and today I'm setting up my unit test in React application which is using React Redux. Let me show you how my application looks right now. It is using create browser router to show the to-do list and its details. Root.render looks something like this. I'm using theme provider from Material UI. This is completely optional, but at the end when you're using React Redux, your app will be using provider and you'll be setting up the store. Have you seen errors like this? Cannot read properties of undefined, reading getState, or this huge red block wherein it shows that there are some issue with your jest setup and you need to probably correct this error. One of the huge help that I got from Redux documentation. So best way is to follow up this tutorial and this should work for you. You have to be careful around you are setting up the store correctly. Once you do set it up correctly, you mock the right things, it should definitely work. But I ended up in a lot of issues, so I thought why not go through it in my blog and maybe you can make use of it as well. So first of all, while setting up the store, make sure that you import the reducers, combine reducer, and then create a root reducer. Then you export a type root state. The return type will be type of root reducer. Now for setting up the store, earlier I was simply exporting configure store, but for setting up the jest test, I exported a function setup store so that I can mock it in my test with a preloaded state. It's simple function setup store, input is preload state which is optional, and then you return configure store with the root reducer and preloaded state. Then you export app store and app dispatch. App store is a type of setup store and app dispatch is a type of app store dispatch. After your store is set up, make sure you have a hooks.ts file where you're exporting use app dispatch, use app selector, use app store. You will also find this under documentation which is available for React Redux. So this is nothing new. But certainly make sure that your store is set up correctly with this function if you want to continue with jest setup. After this, you'll need to create a wrapper file. This will be used inside your tests only, wherein you will have to export a function called render with providers. One benefit of this is that you do not need to create store in every test that you're creating. You simply use this SOC function and it will be done. Now, the input will be the React element and the preloaded state or store. Both are optional. It's up to you if you want to pass it or not. I'll not go through it from start to end. You can simply find this in this documentation. So render with providers, copy this and then paste this in your file. Going back to the code, after your wrapper is set up, go to your test file. While creating a test, I have 3 tests. In the first one, I'm verifying that there's a new to-do button that exists in my view. Second one is add to-do list functionality is working, and third one is update to-do list functionality is working. Because first one is needs just the render, I'm calling render with providers with input as app and a preloaded state. In my case, this is to-do list with to-dos, and I'm passing a mock to-do here. Also, because I'm using create browser router, I needed to mock React router DOM. And that is it. It worked for me perfectly without any errors. In case you want to dispatch some actions to the store, you can make use of setup store we just created because it's exported from store.ts. First, create the instance using setup store and then dispatch the appropriate action. Verify if the link element that you're trying to find exists there or not. Similar explanation goes for my update to-do list, so I'm going to skip that. That's it for the current video. Hope this was helpful and see you in the next video. Until then, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.